I'm not dreaming of a white November. This sucks. Jeez, where'd this come from? Montana? Probably from Eric Slayer. So anyway, I've got this Canal Bank Road cleaned off. Jake's working on the other side. I'll explain this in a later video why we're doing all this, but it has to do with our aquifer here and aquifer recharge. So it's a long story. I'll explain that in another video. So we got snow, we got sunshine, and we've got power lines. Jake's got to work next to three-phase power lines. That's not good. Okay, this is our ditching bucket, 80-inch wide ditching bucket we bought from Terran Industries, T-E-R-A-N, out of Miami, Florida. If you want a bucket like this or some kind of cool attachment, give them a call at 305-594-4700. Ask for Fred and tell him you saw it on JPay Dirt, and he'll give you a $500 discount. Anyway, it's a pretty dang well-built bucket, and for the price you can't beat it. It was $4,946 delivered in Blackfoot, Idaho, with the pins in the bucket. So we paid $3,500 for that bucket is all. Anyway, give them a call. We're crossing the bridge, and then we got to get in this other driveway. Good thing it's cold, so it doesn't do anything to the asphalt. So a lot of people commented that my bucket isn't very big and my 336 needs a bigger bucket. So there it is in the back of the service truck. It's all perspective. Do you remember when Roseanne Barr and Tom Arnold got a divorce, and Roseanne was making fun of the size of his manhood? So Tom came back and he says, well, even a 747 looks small when it's going down in the Grand Canyon. So there it is in the back of the service truck. That's a big bucket. But stick it on the 336, it doesn't look that big. Okay, I brought up the standard bucket for Jake to hook on to. He's got to have it here for a little while. I'll show you what he's going to do next. But you got to love these quick couplers. They're just awesome. So this is why we got to have the other bucket. We got some riprap up here, and this check is washing out underneath, so we've got to riprap this and then pull this gravel out and riprap in here where it's eating it up. So he's got himself to the other side. We used that bucket there to finish cleaning out up next to the check. Now he's got the cleanup bucket back on, and he's going to clean up where he crossed through the ditch. We won't be going back to the other side now. He'll be placing this riprap, and then we got about another 3/4 of a mile of canal to clean, and then we're done with this part. Actually done with this canal for the year. So I'm going to do a little ragging on backhoe operators this morning. As you can see, the bottom of this canal in here is gravel, and it should be gravel all the way down to that intake structure, but it builds up a lot of silt in here. Anyway, what they've done is they have guys that come in here with backhoes, and I only know one guy who is a wizard with a backhoe, and that's Frank Cunningham in Oklahoma. I wish they'd had him clean this. But backhoes tend to cut all this down too deep, and Jake's gone through here and he tried to cut it down to gravel, but he said there's 2 feet of mud before you get gravel in there. So somebody's over excavated it thinking that's the thing to do, and it's not. You only want to clean it down to the grade it was before. So I want to thank those of you that responded on my Instagram and Facebook about how to weld these D-rings on the scraper dolly here. Really appreciate your input. That's the really cool thing about my subscribers and people that follow me, is there's a lot of really good people with a lot of knowledge. Especially want to thank whoever it was that tagged IC Welder on Instagram. He's out of Texas. I follow him now because he looks like a very knowledgeable gentleman. He has like 58,000 followers on Instagram. You should go check him out. But everybody had a different opinion of how to do this. Jake's coming down later this evening, and we're going to start getting these on. I'm going to post some of that on Instagram and Facebook and explain why I'm doing what I'm doing and what led me to the decision to do it. But it was mostly the comments and suggestions from everybody about how to do this properly, and I'll explain all the different suggestions and why I ultimately decided to do what I'm gonna do. So hang on to your butts and you'll get to see that. I came over to the western side Idaho to get a tire. Woohoo! Georgios, man, we don't hear that over on the eastern side Idaho, I tell you what. I think they need to fire the contractor that just paved this road. This is terrible. This is brand new road. I can't believe this. This sucks. Oh, and I got another question. So we blew this tire on here. It was the outside one. So I happen to have another one here, and then I bought 4 more. They're coming here from back east. I think they're supposed to be here tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 4th, yeah. Anyway, these are Yokohamas. These are the absolute worst to try to get on a rim. I mounted up the spare. I went over to northern Idaho, and you saw that, to get one. Those guys were awesome over there at the Point S store. We had a good time, laughed and giggled. Those are just really cool dudes over there in Wendell. So they sold me this tire for $200. They'd had it like 2 or 3 years. And they said, so what do you want to pay for this? And I'm like, well, geez, I don't know. And they said, well, what'd you pay for your other ones? And I go like $300. And before I could get it out, he said $200. So I'm like, okay. So I was totally stoked about that. That was really awesome of you guys to do that. But when, I'm not kidding you, Jake and I could not get this tire on the rim. We ended up taking it into our Point S tire dealer in Blackfoot. And it took 3 guys to get that little bugger on there. Absolute worst tire to try to stretch over a rim. The Sumitomos were not bad at all. Jake and I couldn't get those on. But if there's a tire guy out here watching, tell me why in the world these little buggers are so hard to stretch over that rim. It was just absolutely miserable. So these tires were at my front door tonight. These are courtesy of a very generous, kind-hearted man in Petaluma named Lauren Morelli. This is awesome, Lauren. Thank you so much. These are for Shane's Toyota pickup. The tires are so bad, they're going flat. He needs these tires, and Lauren came through I'm very grateful, Lauren. Thank you so much. And a big shout out to Pape Machinery, which is the John Deere dealer where Lauren is at. They ship these over here for Shane out of their pocket. So I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for doing this. Shane is going to be so jacked about this. To everybody who's donated to Shane, it's just so awesome to see people who are willing to help those that have a need. This country is full of a lot of good people, and I just don't know what to say. This kind of stuff brings tears to Shane's eyes. So on behalf of him, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing this for him. This is awesome. I don't have words for this. So Merry Christmas to you and thank you. Hey everybody, guess what day it is? Nah, it ain't Friday. It's like Monday night. Anyway, I do apologize for being late with the video, but I've been super busy, just haven't had any time. So nothing like a late Monday, early Tuesday morning Jay Paydirt video. It's getting close to Christmas. So if you'd like to get the kiddies, grandkiddies, whoever, some Old Kenny coloring books, you can do that. There's a link to the Amazon site below. Please use that link. If you search for that yourself, you may come up, I think it's Barnes and Noble or something. Anyway, they're selling them for $10.50. Don't buy them there. Use my link. They're only $7.50. Old Paydirt does not get any of this money. This goes to a very talented artist who can use the money. So this doesn't go to me. Anyway, I want to talk about some of my awesome subscribers. Get out your shot glass, that's one. And I also want to mention too, I got some Anderson hats. If you like those, please put in the comments below. I'll get a whole bunch more and get those on my store. I've sent in the pictures for the 2019 equipment calendar. So I'm hoping that I'll have those before Christmas on the store also, if you'd like a calendar. Anyway, it's totally awesome, number 2. So let's talk about some awesome subscribers. Kyler Holzheimer from Montana. I met Kyler. He happened to drop a valve on his truck. Ended up down at my dealer, Western States Equipment, and got to talk to him quite a bit. Anyway, good kid. Enjoyed visiting with you, Kyler. Hope the truck keeps running for you. That's awesome. Is that 4? Yeah, 4. GA Farms from MISSISSIPPI, Mississippi. Thanks for subscribing, GA Farms. Ken Byers from Casa Grande, Arizona. Thank you, Ken. Richard Jimenez says he's ripping down by Modesto. I assume you're ripping for like what, almond orchards or grape vineyards? Thanks for subscribing, Richard. Jerry Mew, he's from Suffolk, England, mate. Anyway, yeah, that wasn't very good. British impression. I'm better at Australian. So, thank you, Jerry, for subscribing. And Stephen Bunnick from Mount Gambier, Australia. I think I'm better at doing the Australian one. And Mark Cadet from Ireland. Thank you for subscribing, Mark. That reminds me of a video I was watching the other day. So it was a great big excavator on a barge in an Irish harbor, and some fool came on and said, "What are they doing?" So one of the responses was the forklift operator knocked a case of whiskey, Jameson's I assume, into the harbor, and they were looking for it. Awesome response. I think that's 5, yeah, totally awesome. Anyway, I thought that was pretty funny. So I want to thank Alex Esgate from Alex Esgate Logging up in St. Marisa, Idaho. Put a link to his channel here. Alex is a logger, and I sent him a hat and some calendars, and he sent me back a t-shirt and some decals. Thank you very much, Alex, for doing that. And thanks for supporting my buddy Shane. So appreciate you guys, and go get you an Instagram account so you can see what I'm up to. Doing some fun stuff down at the scrapyard, building a rail line. It's going to be 5 degrees tonight, so that's going to make things just freaking awesome. So get you an Instagram account or go check out Facebook, see what old J Pay Dirt's up to, and hopefully we'll see you next Friday. It'll be awesome. Awesome, awesome.
It's all right.